Name is Noe, from Baltimore, Maryland. That's where I grew up, born and raised. I'm a Bird Gang Dipset member. Been a member of Bird Gang now for like 3 years. You know, it's been fun. As far as music, how it affected my childhood, well, I mean, it was hip hop. You know what I mean? That's what it was for me. You know, growing up, when I first heard hip hop, it was, you know, it was very unique to hear, you know, someone that was just as young as me, you know, on the radio, you know, talking about the same shit I was going through in the street, you know what I mean? So, and the fact that they were getting paid for it, you know what I mean? That, you know, that was really a big deal for me. So, I just did the math, you know what I mean? So, you know, the rest was sort of history, but, you know, if it wasn't for hip hop, I wouldn't be here. As far as how I got involved with music, you know, I was a kid, you know what I mean, and I used to write poetry all the time, you know what I mean. So when hip hop came along, you know, I just put the poetry to a beat, you know what I mean. As far as writing from the standpoint that I write from, I mean, that's pain, you know what I mean. That's what Baltimore is, you know. Baltimore is a very depressed city. You know what I mean? Ain't too many happy niggas where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear the music, you know, the pain is going to come through in the music, and it's therapeutic for me. So that's what it is. Influences. As far as my influences go, you know, I love all types of music. You know, not just hip hop. You know, I love jazz. I love reggae. I love salsa. Like, I'm not even really, to be honest with you, I think since '98, I haven't even really been a big hip hop fan ever since Big died. You know what I'm saying? So ain't been really too much hip hop that really moved me. You know what I'm saying? But I draw influence from everything, from all types of music. You know what I'm saying? So when I approach a song or when I approach a track, I try to come from all of those influences. You know, something I might attack reggae, something I might attack salsa. That's why I can rhyme over everything. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as music, man, I love it. If music was a person, it'd be me. That's what I tell people. Because I write R&B, I write all of that. You know what I mean? So you go to the store and check your credits. You know, you'll see my name on a whole lot of stuff y'all ain't know I wrote. But that's it. As far as the struggles, like a lot of the struggles in the industry, what was one of the greatest struggles? Because I'm only named one. The question was, what are the many struggles that I've had in the business? And there was a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? But the main one is, I learned that the one with the most talent, the one with the most drive, the one with the most honor, who approaches his situation honorably, you know, he's the one he's the last one to get respected. You know what I mean? It's very tough to get respect from these clowns, man, in the business. And no matter what you do, no matter how real you keep it, I mean, you could show up at the studio on time, you could show up for interviews on time, your music could be crazy, you know what I'm saying, but you still get shitted on, you know what I mean? The only way you can change that as an artist is you gotta become like them. And I think that's the part that hurts me most, because I'm not a crab ass nigga, you know what I mean? Even my reputation, you know, in the hood, I was not a crab, you know what I'm saying? I never took what wasn't mine, you know what I'm saying? And I never had to fight a nigga for what was mine. But in this business, you gotta fight for what's rightfully belongs to you. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is the only industry that I've seen, you know, that's like that. You know, in sports, you keep your stats up, you score touchdowns, you score 3-pointers, you score slam dunks, whatever. You get recognized. You know what I'm saying? You get a bonus, you get to negotiate your contract, the whole nine. In this business, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? You could be the franchise player and not get respect. You know? So my motto now for 2009 is take what you can and give nothing back. Period. And that's my advice to any artist that's dealing with a situation that's like, that's dealing with a situation where you putting everything on the table, and at the same time, you feel like you're not getting the money or the respect back. You know what I mean? So what I did in my situation was I just said, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna run over you because you trying to run over me. And at the end of the day, I don't mind being vicious to someone that's trying to take food from my kids' mouths. You know what I'm saying? And that has been the greatest struggle. You know what I mean? I've given my all to this music business. I've given my all to projects, and there's been times when I've received nothing in return, and then there's times when I have received something in return. But at the end of the day, man, I approach every situation, like, you take more than what you given, because they're not gonna give you nothing. You know what I mean? So everything I got, I took. Every fucking thing. From every interview, to every credit on the record. You gotta fight for that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm from B-More, so fighting is what we do. That's it. And as far as new artists coming out, trying to get their name out there, trying to get discovered by bigger labels so that they can further what they're doing. I just think you just have to build your brand. What a lot of artists don't understand is that it takes about 5 years for you to build a brand. You know what I mean? You can't just come into the business and think, oh, I'm MC hot shit, and because you MC hot shit that, come 2-3 months, everybody should know your name. Like, it don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? I know in the past labels used to build your brand, but labels don't do that now. Labels, they not even gonna fuck with you unless you got a brand already. So ways you can do that is to, push street CDs out on the street for free. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to make no money in your first 5 years, man. You know what I mean? It's just a waste of time. But put CDs out in the street for free. Get your stickers. Pass your stickers out. Get flyers done. You know what I mean? Try to do as many appearances and shows as you possibly can. Try to do as many interviews. Anything to build your brand up. You know what I mean? Because that's actually 90% of the business. 10% of the business is in the booth with you and just a microphone. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? The other 90% now is planning, marketing strategies and things like that, and implementing those plans and building your brand. You know what I mean? So that's it with that. Beats, you can go to I keep doing that. As far as beats, you can stop it. As far as, everything I got popping off now, you can catch me all over Jim's new album, Pray for Rain, that's coming out in stores. I think the release date is March 24th, we in Hackensack right now at the video shoot for Blow the Bank. That's the second single. And I helped pen that. I helped pen most of Jim's album, so I'm a very, prolific writer. This is what I do. I'm working with on Puff's project as well right now. I'm not sure when Puff's project is coming out, but Diddy, that is. Sorry, Diddy. But I'm working on his project now. And then, we got two Bird Gang Jim Jones mixtapes that are dropping. One with DJ Infamous, one with DJ Scoob-Doo. That you're gonna catch me all over. What else? We just did the Bird Gang movie that's pretty much complete. It just got entered into the Tribeca Film Festival, so I'm real excited about that. I think Jim's documentary just got entered too. The name of the movie is Red Apples Falling, and it just basically give you an in-depth look at who we are and what we do. You know what I'm saying? As far as each individual member of the Bird Gang. You know what I mean? But if you want to check out like all my singles and all of that, the latest stuff popping off, you can go to www.myspace.com/NoeMoney, MONEY. So that's myspace.com, No Money. You know what I'm saying? And you can keep everything that's popping off. You know what I mean? So I'll let your boy. Yo, man, what up? It's your boy Noe, N-O-E. Know the name, know the difference. Baltimore banger, Baltimore stand up. Bird Gang Dipsets in the building, as usual. Like to send a shout out to One Entertainment, Raphael, for the lookout on the interview, man. Holla at your boy, stay tuned. Bird Gang, baby.